Everybody here. My name is Mike DeLuna, and I'm actually the VP of Operations for Connect Realty in Southeast Texas. And Sarah is a partner at our firm. For those that know Sarah, she's a go-getter. She's amazing, and she put a lot of this, probably all of it, together today. She doesn't ask for the credit, but I want to take time out to just, number one, thank her for everything that she does for us. She's an amazing realtor, and I'm sure you guys can agree that she's an even better friend. So let's take a second to give her some encouragement. Yes, to put this together. I didn't even know this room existed, y'all, to be honest with you. I went to the bowling alley, and then they said it's back here. This is a fantastic room. There's food in the back, there's water, there's restrooms. This is not a very formal event. This is more informational, so if you have to excuse yourself, if your phone rings, by all means, take it. You don't have to ask permission or anything like that. As I said before, my name is Mike. I'm the MC, co-host, whatever you want to call it. I want to make sure that this event starts and ends on time to respect your time. But I want you to know that today you're going to learn a lot about purchasing a home, and you're going to hear from someone that actually went through the process, and I'll interview her towards the end of our meeting today. And if you don't know, there's some door prizes, so if you haven't put your name, your number, or whatever that Sarah's requiring in the list, the bowl, the bucket, make sure you do that before we draw at the end of the meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by saying this. We have some really amazing sponsors, and they're going to come up and speak about what they do, from lending to home warranty to title to appraising. All of these things are an important part of the home buying process. And you'll hear from them in just a moment. We have Branden in the back with insurance. So we're all going to kind of collaborate together to make sure you understand what's going on when it comes to purchasing a home. But it all starts with this. Ask yourself this. What does it take to purchase a house? What's the first step? Now, I get a lot of answers like, I think I need to run my credit. Have anybody thought that? Yeah, people shaking their head, yes. I gotta run my credit. I gotta talk to a lender. I might need to talk to my bank. I need to talk to a realtor. All of these things kind of cross your mind. But I want to tell you this, to start off our conference today, the word mindset, which is on the table here, is the answer to that question. You first and foremost have to believe that you can purchase a house. I assure you that a lot of us in here are closer than you believe. You're probably right there on the doorstep of purchasing a home. You're probably paying rent that is the same or less than a mortgage would cost, believe it or not. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. Why is it a good time to purchase a home? And then we're going to bring up our first speaker. So over the last 10 years, I've noticed that in the state of Texas, it has been what I call a seller's market, which means that a seller will put a house on the market, and 4 hours later, it will be under contract. No joke. That was happening. It's a great time to be a realtor during that time, by the way. But the market has since shifted. Some key components have happened that caused that. Number one, COVID was a big issue for us. I think we all agree. You were stuck at home. If you didn't like your spouse, too bad, so sad, you couldn't leave. That was like torture. But what happened was the Fed decided that interest rates needed to go down to keep our home buying as level as possible. So the rates dropped to a historic low. Okay? Rates that we probably will never see again, and I'm sure when our lender comes up, he will talk a little bit about interest rates. Okay? They affect your buying power. But what happened was rates were so low that it didn't matter that there was no inventory on the market, because there wasn't. Everybody was competing for one or two houses. I literally at one time had 17 offers on the same home that I had listed, and they had different loans. Again, the lender will explain what different loan types there were, but from veterans to FHA lending to conventional to cash, right? And the home buyers were getting priced out of the market because they couldn't purchase as quickly as possible. The reason why I'm telling you this is because now in 2025, we are shifted to more of a balanced / buyer's market. Now, what does that mean? That when you purchase your home and Sarah takes you for a tour, the chances of you purchasing a house is way greater than having to compete with 15 different offers. Okay, the pricing is slightly going down because sellers their house is on the market for 2 months now, 3 months, and they're calling us saying, hey, why are you not selling my house? Like, well, Price is too high. We got to drop it. So that's another reason why it's a good time to jump into the market. Another reason why it's good to jump into the market is because rental rates have started to go up because supply and demand. If there's more supply, there's less demand. Prices go down. So you learned that in high school. So I said all that to say this, that if rental rates are going up, most people are thinking, I should just go ahead and buy a house because I'm paying all this money to my landlord and I'm not getting anything from it. I don't own it, no equity. So it's a good time to sit here and purchase today. The last reason I want to tell you that it's a good time to buy is because home ownership is the number one wealth building thing in the country. Investors purchase real estate property because it appreciates. It goes up in value, right? Cars don't appreciate. Rims don't appreciate. Jewelry sometimes doesn't appreciate, but real estate does. So this is not a real estate investment conference, but I will tell you this. Purchasing your first home is the first step that you can take for building wealth, okay? So, upon saying that, I want to just tell you, first and foremost, what it takes to buy a house is mindset. You have to know that you can do it. You have to visualize yourself being in your new home, and you have to believe, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it is definitely a plan for you to buy a house. And today, the cool thing is before you leave, not only do you have some really good sandwiches and all that, chips and all that good stuff, but you're going to get a ton of information fed to you by professionals to do this all day long, including myself at the end, okay? So, and hold your questions because we will have a Q&A session as well. So you guys can write down your questions and chat with one of us at the end of today's presentation. I want to give one shout out to someone that couldn't be here. It's the home warranty rep, which her name is Susan Miguez. Susan Miguez works really closely with my brokerage here, well, all over Southeast Texas, but Susan's been doing real estate / home warranties for 20-something years. And what she does is home warranty. What's the difference between home warranty and insurance? Well, if you get a home warranty for your house and something breaks within that year, you can call the home warranty company, and for a small deductible, way less than paying for a plumber or electrician to come out, a deductible will be paid by you, and they will send a professional to come out to your home to repair the product, issue, concern, or they'll diagnose it. So if it's something that they can't fix, then they're going to tell you this is what's wrong with it, and here's our people that can come fix it. So home warranty is very, very important. The really good thing is that we're highly trained to get these for you at no cost to you when we're negotiating the contract. So whenever you're purchasing a home, part of what Sarah's business model is to ask for a home warranty for you guys. Okay, so she couldn't make it here today, but she did sponsor quite a few things, including some of the gift baskets, gift cards, and things like that. So I just wanted to give her a shout out and just let her know we do appreciate you for being a part of this event, even though you couldn't make it. So we will talk more about home warranty soon. All right, so the next person on my list is the home insurance portion. Now, I'm not going to steal his thunder, but let me tell you something. Insurance is not something we love to talk about until you need it, all right? Nobody wants to pay that insurance note until you're like, man, hey, my roof is leaking, what do? This man right here will save your life in that situation. And he's a good friend of mine, and he's also a partner of our company. So I want to bring him to the stage. It's none other than Branden Powell with Goosehead Insurance. Let's give him some encouragement, y'all.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Mike, Sarah, thanks for inviting us here today. Like you said, I'm Branden Powell. I'm with Goosehead Insurance. My office is right here across the street, right next to Walgreens, right here in your backyard. So I've been doing insurance in our area since 2013. So I know all of the nuances that comes along with being in our area. So I've got a couple of things I'm going to go over with you guys. There's a sheet on your table. Looks like this. It's got my name on it. Got a little G down at the bottom. Make sure you hold on to this because it's got some useful information for you for whenever you do start looking for a house. A couple things I'm going to go over with you is I'm going to go over what a lender is going to require you to have if you're going to have a mortgage on your house, what they expect us to build your home insurance like. Also, I'm going to go over some inspection points to look out for. You're going to have an inspection for the real estate deal. Also, there's going to be an inspection for the home insurance too. So those are two totally different things and happen at two different times. So it's definitely something you want to keep your eyes on. A couple of high points. Also, just a couple helpful hints at the end that I'll give to you to look out for as well. So first thing, lender requirements. What they're going to require you to have, they're going to require you to cover your home at full replacement value. Okay, basically what that means, if you have something get damaged, we're going to pay out the full cost to repair whatever was damaged. If you're not careful, you could find yourself with a home insurance policy that will not pay the full replacement value. They'll pay a depreciated amount or a partial repair cost to fix whatever's broken, and then you're left with the bill to repair everything else. So our carriers will make sure that you have that full replacement cost option. That'll keep your lender happy. It'll keep your lender from charging you more because you don't have adequate coverage. So make sure that the replacement value is accurate and correct. And I can definitely go into more detail with that about you guys, whenever we go over the Q&A. So what a lender is going to require as far as home insurance, they're going to require hazard insurance, which is homeowners. So it's going to be like a busted water pipe, house catches on fire, falling objects, stuff like that. They're also going to require windstorm insurance. So anything that has to do with the storm coming in off the Gulf, or just, heck, we have those storms that just pop up randomly. They'll have 40, 50 mile an hour winds, right? So there's separate policies that are going to cover those two types of losses. That is always required by a lender. Well, for the most part, won't say always. If you buy cash, you don't have a lender. Sometimes they won't. You don't have to have those coverages. But for the most part, that's going to be what they're going to require you to have is homeowners and windstorm policies. Also, if your house is in a high-risk flood zone and it's prone to flooding, the lender will also require flood insurance. So there's a couple of avenues to travel with that. But those are the three big policies: homeowners, windstorm, and flood. Okay. Next things to look out for: inspection points. This is pretty big. When you're looking at houses, you want to be looking at these few bullet points here that I have listed. Number one, any existing damage to the house. Okay, so say you're buying a house with vinyl siding on it, right? And it's got some spots that are damaged. An insurance company is going to make you repair that because it's already damaged. They know if something happens, it's just going to cause more problems. They're going to have to come out of pocket and pay a claim. So they're going to want you to mitigate that risk before everything gets going, right? So look out for any homes that have that damage, or like if you got a shed in the back that's kind of falling apart. Anything that shows any kind of signs of damage, you definitely want to fix that because your home insurance company is going to do their inspection and they're going to make you fix it to keep coverage. Also, too, roofs. Roof age in our area is a big thing. This is probably one of the biggest things you want to look at whenever it comes to picking your insurance. So 10 to 15 years. I would like to stay under 10 years, but if it's between 10 to 15, it's kind of, it's a possibility that we could be running into some problems. Anything over 15 years old, I would be weary about, and I would talk to your real estate agent about it and see if there's any kind of leeway that you guys can do in the, in your deal to help that out. But anything under 10 years, for the most part, you're good, right? So roof age is key. So anything that you see over 10 years, that should raise your eyebrows, and I do a little digging into the roof and talk to your real estate agent about it as well. Another big thing, electrical fuse boxes. Okay, so if you have a fuse box and not a regular breaker box, that a lot of times can be a problem. Insurance companies, they don't like those. They are a big fire risk because they're old, they're not up to date, and so they normally cause a lot of fires just because they're older and not well maintained. Another thing, homes under construction. So if you're doing any kind of construction to your house, I mean, a little remodel on the inside, that's cool. But if you're going to be replacing siding or doing a big project, talk to your insurance agent about that before you kind of get going. You might need another policy for a little while to cover you adequately. But any kind of homes under construction, your policy could be in some kind of jeopardy there if that's going on. Last but not least, a couple of helpful hints for you. First one, get insurance quotes before your option period is over. So your real estate agent will talk to you about the option period, but you want to make sure that your cost for insurance is where you need it to be with your lender, and make sure that the price is right. You don't want to, fork out all this money and you're about to close on a house in a week. Then you start getting insurance quotes, come to find out you're going to pay $8,000 a year for insurance. You want to know that on the front end, because if you're paying a lot and it's going to be too much, you can go elsewhere and find you another house. So definitely get your home insurance quotes quick. Whenever you have an idea that, hey, I might want to put in an offer on this house, talk to your insurance agent and let's see what those prices look like, because that could make or break a deal. Always check flood zones before your option period is over too. So make sure your home is not prone to flooding. Make sure that if a lender is going to require flood insurance, that it's not going to cost $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000. That it's going to be a decent amount, an amount that you can afford as well. Okay. Also, know your insurance company and always open their mail. All right. So always know who you're with, and if you see a package come in the mail, always open it and look at it, because that's how they communicate with you. They'll send you everything in the mail, whether it be a bill, a cancellation notice. There's been a lot of times where people will get canceled. They'll call me, and they just missed the letter, right? Whenever it's something that we could have I had to get you to sign a form, send it in, and nothing would have happened. So anytime you see mail come in from your insurance company, open it, because it could be something very important. Something easy to take care of to avoid any kind of cancellations. Just always be on the lookout for that. Last but not least, newer roofs and newer houses are going to be your lower priced insurance prices. Insurance companies, they base your rate based on the opportunity of a claim happening. So naturally, a newer house, newer roof, it's less susceptible to damage, so they're going to price you accordingly. So if you can look for a home that may be a little newer, built in the 2000s, or a little newer than that, or maybe a home with a brand new roof, that's always going to help you on your pricing with insurance. So, like I said, I'm Branden Powell with Goosehead Insurance. Thanks for having me here speaking. And yeah, hold on to this, because it's a good little piece for you guys to look at whenever you're shopping for homes. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brandon.